right? Or pass HRs. Yeah. You can set there path file, right? Export path also. So path will have all executables. Class path will have all those jar files, which is loaded by the class loader, right? So the class path is like all your leaf, everything that is inside the leaf folder, right? On the jar files. Okay, what is the Hadoop temp dir configuration parameter default? What is the Hadoop.temp.dir configuration parameter defaults to?
Hadoop temp directory is any random temp directory on your local system.
Hadoop.temp directory is default by con default. Class
File. डिफॉल्ट Hadoop फाइल सिस्टम को पॉइंट करने पे फाइल कॉलन ///. But the temp directory is set.
No, I am asking what is the Hadoop.temp.dir, right? That is the default value, right? What is that default value? Where exactly it points to? Default.
Points to
সেটা বোধহয় /temp কি /temp tmp
বলতে তো
/temp तो अच्छी वाला टेम्पररी डायरेक्टरी जोथिरे से स्टार्ट करला मैंने
एवरी टाइम से ये हला बड़को रिबूट करले से
Hadoop.temp.dir ରେ କାମ କଣ first?
temp directory होची फास्ट तेरे हमें जैसे क्लस्टर स्टार्ट करो से जो डाटा का स्टोर है से वो टेम्पररी डायरेक्टरी रे स्टोर हुए ताको जदी हमें माने मॉडिफाई करी कि हमर ओटे लोकल डिस्क डायरेक्टरी बनै ही रखो छु सेंति जदी न रखले सब जगह डाटा सेही भीतर हो जिवो द टेम्प डायरेक्टरी
कहीं जो Hadoop temp dir होची माने से टेम्प ही पॉइंट करे यूजर टेम्प सेट कर डिफॉल्ट that part was correct କିନ୍ତୁ Hadoop.tmp.dir जोटा ना से टेम्प dir कोड यूज हुए सेटा पर हम फास्ट पढ़ि नथिले जे जो नेम नोड ता सब जगह जो डेटा गुडा को नहीं कि बाय डिफॉल्ट से Hadoop.tmp.dir रे रखे तुमे यदि सेटा न रखिबो ताले एवरी टाइम तुमे तो सर्वर वाला सब रिबूट हेलो सब उड़ी जो डेटा सब कारण से द डेटा बाय डिफॉल्ट पॉइंट करे Hadoop.tmp.dir right so that is why it is significant I mean that is what is the significance of that there's some problem in the setting right that is so what is the reason for the frequent exception connection refused in Hadoop?
connection refused means the name node is not available.
Connection refused is name node not available. Why name node? Frequent exception connection refused in Hadoop. Why name node?
Connection refused in case of like where कौन टा चलने लगा सुची.
Anything, it's a random question. Why you get connection refused issue in Hadoop?
Connection refused fast as here if we are running a data node and we are trying to connect to the name node but the name node is not up, then we'll get a connection refused.
Let's say the name node is up.
Okay, then the connection refused maybe because the data node is not pointing to the correct name node.
Which point into the platform?
Then connection refused.
There might be some network issues.
I don't know. What kind of network is?
That the time the data node should connect to the send the heartbeat to the name node in default time is 3 seconds or something like that. So if it takes more time, so then
That's not connection issue. That's not a timeout.
okay.
Most cases when we set up the cluster, I have seen like the connection refuse came when the name node is not up or they are not finding the name node.
Name node is not up. That is one scenario. Yes, you might get connection in future. But let us say like name node is up and running. Still, why is there a chance that you will get still a connection in future?
Maybe the include file doesn't have the portion of the container.
That I don't think that will cause a connection failure. Connection refused error is always, whether it is Hadoop or anywhere, it is always deal with network. Right? So, what do you make connection? Why do you get a connection refused? First of all, how does a connection gets accepted? You always connect to some service or some server in a specific port. Data node connects to name node in a specific port. Name node connects to data node in a specific port. So now, if your name node is not running, so that means no service is running on that port. So you get a connection refused. That which you told. Like if the name node is not running, you get a connection refused. Now name node is running, but let us say for some reason that particular port is not like either that port is no service is running on that port. Name node is not having one service, right? So when the name node starts, it might have some other child services, right? So let's say like for example you open Hadoop admin that web page in a different port, right? 50070, but you might get some other service in a different port, right? So when your name node starts, it kinds of open bunch of port, right? What if that particular port is not open? So you still get a connection refused error. Now the third reason why you will get a connection refused error. Third reason is the port is up and running. I mean the service is running. Still you get a connection refused error. Why? Because maybe there is a firewall rule which is restricting you to connect from the data node to name node in that particular port. Okay. So requirement is your firewall port should be open. That port is up and running, and the service is running.
ओके आपण जो कहले ना जो नेम नोड आउ डिफरेंट सर्विसेज भी थियो चलतो बोली से कोटे तो कौन सर्विसेज थियो
से जेमती गोटे नेम नोड को चलेले तुम जाई से जेमती एबे तुम देखो से जो 50070 जो गोटे एडमिन राइट सेमती तमरा अलगा होसी तो से एक्सएमएल तीनटा खंडे पूरा पोर्ट देख लिखन 5 माने 5010
सी होची आमे तोळे नेम नोड तो कॉन्फिगर करथि से तोळे दचन 8020 ना कोन गोटे
हां 8020 पोर्ट अछि
सेटा गोटे तेणु करी आमे तो डेटा नोड को सब जो आमे जो कॉन्फिगर करले तीनटा डेटा नोड से तीनटा डेटा नोड पॉइंटिंग टू द सेम नेम नोड सेम पोर्ट
doesn't matter any same number of service can point to the same port
हां सेम पोर्ट ताहले केमती सेटा फेलियर होबो माने से पोर्ट ता पर्टिकुलरली यदि गोटे डेटा नोड को ताको पॉइंट करूची से तार इट्स रनिंग फाइन ताले आ गोटे डेटा नोड
No, I didn't say that no one data node is running fine, the other data node is failing, right? I said what is the reason of a connection refused error. So all the data nodes might be reporting a connection refused error. Similarly, like your data node review, तुम देखियो सेतरे there are like multiple ports. So when you start it, then you can go and see what are the ports that opened up, right? So in the there is a job tracker. Job tracker is also running in a particular port, right? You will have a job tracker that could tell a name node, right? So job tracker is also right, that is on a different port. Now you will have name node that is 8020. Then you will have that admin thing console that is a different port. What else? I don't remember. Okay. Okay, this one. How do we set a configuration property to be unique, constant across the cluster nodes, and no slave node should override this?
You set it as final value true.
Final value true. Okay. So, so does the name node stay in safe mode till all under replicated files are fully replicated?
No,
No.
there is some percentage of that is specified through a parameter. When there's many is set, then it can come out of the set.
What is a backup node and how is it different from secondary node?
First of all, what's the difference between backup node and secondary name node? Backup node may be the secondary name node cannot take place of that name node because it cannot accept request or process data.
Hmm.
Whereas the backup name node can do that. I mean, the backup node. Are you talking about the backup node in high availability or just the backup node?
Just a backup node. High availability backup node. What is a backup node in high availability?
There's nothing.
Standby and active.
Hmm?
Standby and active. In
Okay,
high
so what
availability, there is one the active name node, the primary name node, and the secondary is
In
standby.
backup and secondary name node, what is the difference?
Backup node.
See, first of all, like who can explain the whole secondary name node, how the whole secondary name node works? There are different kind of secondary name nodes, right? So who can explain like, what are the different types of secondary name node? So what are the things that is performed by secondary name node?
Secondary name node periodically takes the FS image and edit log and merges it.
What is that called?
Checkpointing.
Checkpointing. Okay. How does that secondary name node gets the FS image and edit log, and after merging, what it does?
After merging it, loads it to the memory.
It gets the FS image and edit log from the name primary name node.
How does it get from the primary name node?
If it's a that command, there is a command get command.
It's not a get command; it's a get request.
Okay.
It's a
get
service
request.
call. So it gets the FS image edit log then.
Then ask the name node to roll back that edit log and gets the FS image and edit log, and it's put the FS image and edit log into its memory and merge the two things, and again it send that merged FS image to the name node, primary name node.
Okay.
And so this is called checkpointing.
Okay, so that is secondary name node. It will get the FS image edit log, merge it, and put it back in rest call. So what is the second version of secondary name node?
That is the standby name node, that shared location.
So you will have like through a shared location. So all your FS image and edit log is in a shared memory. In secondary name node reads it from there and puts it back into the shared memory, right? Then the other one is your journal thing, right? So in case of your if you have a backup node, so what happens is if it is a purely secondary name node, so all that it will do is it will do only the checkpointing. That's it. So it's just doing a check